in the house are doing. So I have two things to talk about here. First, the minimum wage is going up by 50 cents. Isn't that great? Great country, 50 cents for the minimum wage. The pension, as you know, last year was €5 extra for pensioners. And government ministers had 3 pay rises this year. Isn't that great? Great. And government TDs, may I say, you know what's happening in a few weeks' time? They get a €2,000 rise. Hooray! The country's in bankrupt, nearly in the toilet. And they're going to give themselves a rise. Isn't it? It's a great country. You know, it's a great country when you can see that happening. And you know, we'll talk about Donald Trump in a second. I never usually talk about international policy, but I just want to talk about that for a second too. But yeah, it's very, again, they cut the unemployment payment, which people are relying on. Some people are relying on it because they haven't got work. And they're in place of employment are closed. I know a cafe in the other side of Cavan employs a few people. Employs about 6 or 7 people. They had to cut down the staff. They only have one person working there now because they don't have the room. They don't have the room behind the cafe because it's a small rural cafe. You can only have about 6 or 7 people. Again, it used to employ a lot of people. It used to have a lot more space without the social distancing and everything. But again, with the social distancing and everything like that, it's very difficult. So it's very upsetting. It's really, really upsetting for a lot of people. And again, it's very hypocritical of the government to give themselves 3 pay rises. So it's well over 96,000 now. They get over 100,000 every person in the dollar. But we don't pay any tax. They hardly don't pay anything. And when they retire, they get a big pension. So it's a great country. It's a great country, and the minimum wage is going up by 50 cents. Isn't that great? It's great. It's an absolutely great country. And we can afford to pay 2,000 extra for TDs and dollar. Isn't that great? But we can't afford to increase it by 3 even increase it by €10. We can't afford to do that. Of course we can, but we can afford to pay 2,000 for TDs. Isn't that great? And then pay bloody God knows how much to get Simon Coveney a private car and everything. It's very hypocritical. So I just want to talk about Donald Trump now when I'm here for a second. So obviously Donald Trump is doing well. He's more better than he was with. He had COVID for a while. People didn't know. And I really have to say this: the media, RT is raging. RT is obsessed with Trump. RT is just obsessed with trying to make him look as bad as they can. Honest to God. They just try and knock him down every 10 seconds. You ever heard the expression, don't knock a man when he's not already down? They've done as best they could to try and knock him down as much as they could, even when he was knocked down. But he's out of hospital now, so the media are not really too happy about it because he went in the car and he went to say hello to the supporters and everything like that. They were waging about that. And they're waging that he's going to be in the election, that he's back into the election. They're absolutely waging. The media, OT's just whinging and quibbling and crying. They're giving a feck about it. And I wouldn't mind if that was Michael D. Higgins. And Michael D. Higgins decided to do something. Because I don't know where he is the last few days, the last month or two. He seems to just sit up in the office and does nothing. And takes as much money as he can off the Irish taxpayer. But anyway, but if that was Michael D. Higgins who went in the car and he waved at supporters through the Phoenix Park, if he'd done that, that would be nice of him to go and do. To say at least hello to the Irish people in the Phoenix Park. But no, he wouldn't do that. He's sitting up in the office and do nothing. But he didn't. He never did. Like if that was Michael D. Higgins and he went through Dublin just waving in a cow, even if he didn't have COVID or anything like that, the media would be like, oh, Michael D. Higgins is the greatest person ever. It's a very hypocritical. You can see the difference. Donald Trump likes taking on the media. Donald Trump really gives the finger to the media, because the media was the ones they were ferocious. Some of them even wished, very harmful things on him. Which you wouldn't wish on anybody. I know, unless somebody done something severely wrong. But Donald Trump, in my opinion, has done really nothing too bad. It's been a lot worse. Of people in history has done a lot worse. With everything that's happening in the world, I think it's just an act of God what's happening. And I don't think any of us really can control what's happening at the moment. We can't control the world, as they often say, but again, I just want to talk to the media, because again, the media are whinging and quibbling and crying, and I wouldn't mind, they never mention about Joe Biden. If Joe Biden done that, there'd be nothing said about it. It's a great country, it's a great world. RT, I wouldn't mind, but RT wouldn't even talk about the government getting a €2,000 rise. They wouldn't talk about that. No, we talk about Donald Trump. We want to just keep pound Donald Trump to hell to back. RT's just ferociously just trying to pound Donald Trump as much as they can. Couldn't care less that the government are getting 2,000 euro wise, they couldn't care less. They probably just refuse to care less. Because they're not, again, government funded. They don't want to lose the 50 million, do we? We don't want that. Why would we want that? God knows what would OT do without that 50 million. Why Tubby getting $500,000 a year? It's not a great country. It's a great country. Our taxes are paying for that. Our TV licenses are paying for that. Great country. Honestly, just a great country.